Hello, everybody. I just kind of wanted to tap in with you guys and check in. I had a couple little things that I wanted to explain that I was literally just explaining to a friend. So it kind of inspired me to want to jump on here and maybe share the information with more than one person. So let's dive into it. So you can alter the vibration of anything around you. And this means the food. This means objects. This means, anything around you, crystals. And this is how it works, right? We all have electromagnetic frequency. And it kind of feeds into the placebo effect, right? So we know that with the placebo effect, we can do powerful things. We can heal ourselves. We can make ourselves sick. We can do all kinds of stuff via our mind. And how this works is basically our minds, our bodies do not know the difference between what we are experiencing and what we're thinking about. And if you think about, one example is maybe if you have tasted like a really hot candy or something, right? Like say you have a hot candy and you eat it and you're like, oh, you're like sweating, you're having a physical reaction to that like hot candy or whatever hot stuff you're eating. I'd say about an hour later, if you really try to envision, if you really try to put yourself back in that place, how it felt to be eating that and everything, your body will actually start to have that physical reaction over again if you can really put yourself back in that space of eating that hot candy. It's kind of like the same with trauma. Or like war veterans or something, say that they're just out handling their business and they hear a big boom or some fireworks and boom, in their mentality, they will feel like they are back in it. They will kind of relive it in a sense, right? And their body will start having a physical reaction because it doesn't know the difference if we're experiencing it or if we're putting ourselves back in that place and kind of reliving it. Our body does not know the difference, right? And so, I know with me and some of my personal traumas, if I think about them, I can think about them and talk about them and, it's all good. But if I sit there and meditate and really put myself back in that place of when that trauma happened to me and when it took place, I start having a physical reaction. I'll literally feel the feelings that I felt at that time. I'll start sweating. I'll get anxiety. I'll start having all those same feelings. So yet again, our bodies don't know the difference. So what we can do with this, right? We can kind of harness the placebo and we can kind of harness that and use it in a positive direction. So say you're eating some food, right? Something that's maybe not as good for you. Depending on what vibration that you eat it in, you can either raise the vibration and make it a little bit better for you on a molecular level, just how compatible it is with your body, or you can make it worse, right? So say, I'll use alcohol as an example, prime example, right? So if you have a drink of alcohol, that's residing around the root chakra kind of frequency, a lower, slower frequency of, alcohol. They can test these things. They can test the liquid. They can use a biocentrism machine and kind of judge vibrations of essential oils, whatever, right? So we know that alcohol is vibrating at a pretty low frequency. And so instead of letting the alcohol lower our frequency if we're drinking it, we can actually, with our thoughts, raise the vibration of this via our own vibration. So this is just a natural energy drink. It has no toxins or bullshit in it, right? So don't judge me, but I'm going to use this as an example. Say this is my alcohol. If I'm kind of depressed and I'm like, you know what? I want to use this to escape. I just don't want to feel these feelings anymore. I want to escape, trying to escape and trying to avoid things and, feeling shame and guilt and whatnot for what's actually going on in your life. Those are lower vibrational frequencies in your brain waves, right? So you can actually lower the vibration of this alcohol even more than it is just by thinking like, oh God, I'm so miserable, I'm so depressed, like I'm just trying to escape, blah, blah, blah. You are actually lowering the vibration, making it worse for you. And then you're feeling guilty maybe because you're drinking. You're like, oh God, I wish I didn't have such a shitty life to where I had to drink to make myself feel better, right? That is lowering the vibration. So what you can do is look at this and do, like, drink in the right vibration. You know, don't drink if you're trying to escape. Be like, you know what? I am really enjoying life right now. I really love my life. I really love myself. And you know what? I'm going to drink and I'm going to just enjoy every single moment of it. I'm going to enjoy these earthly pleasures that we have here. And you know what? Like, if you do it in the right vibration, like if you're like, you know what? I love myself and I love this. You know, love is a high vibrational frequency. If you love your current state of being, then you don't have to lower your vibration by trying to switch it up a little bit. It's all about perception, and our minds are so powerful, and our bodies react and follow suit of our minds. Our bodies have physical reactions. So if you're thinking, oh God, I hate this, blah, 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 your body is going to naturally not be able to digest it as well. It's naturally going to just kind of have bad reactions, right? But if you're drinking in a high vibration, you can actually, by your energy field and your aura and your electromagnetic frequency that you're putting off, you know, if you keep that high in a high vibe, this in itself is an electromagnetic frequency, but it is not a living organism. So our frequency, who do you think is going to win in a frequency battle? Me or this object? I'm a living, divinely constructed being, right? And I have so much life force pouring through me, so much divine energy pouring through me at this time. All of my cells, you know, I have a cell mass that is much greater than the alcohol, right? So if me and this alcohol are sitting right next to each other, guess what? With my own intention and my own thoughts and my own vibration, I can overtake this vibration. And I can actually raise the vibration through my thoughts, through loving the experience, through loving the thing, through loving myself in each and every moment. And not trying to escape, not trying to do it in the wrong vibration, because the thoughts that you think dictates your outer state. The thoughts that you think dictate your outer state. And so, you know, you think about, say that you get some bad news, you feel it throughout your entire body, right? You don't just think it, but you get emotions about it. So you may even, if it's something upsetting enough, you could get sick, you could vomit, you know, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to just not feel great in your body. You know, your digestive system is going to be not working as properly. You think about women and the stress and stuff, like, it's a proven fact that our emotions can affect our menstruation cycles. Sorry, men. But yeah, like, we can literally stop our menstruation cycles. We can stop it. We can mess up the timing of it, you know, everything about it. And why is that? Because the thoughts that we think create and manifest different kind of repercussions. And they don't have to be repercussions. They can be positive, but they can also be negative. If you're constantly stressed out, if you're constantly, you know, worried, if you're constantly in this anxious state, your body will follow suit. You know, you think about people getting stress lines on their foreheads, or you think about people being so tired and having dark circles, like people being so just like mentally worn down. They could be sleeping 12 hours out of the day, but they could just be worn down emotionally, and you're going to get physical symptoms. You're going to get you know, not as good things happening to your body, and it's not going to be functioning as properly, because you know what, we have chakras and we have energy centers, and these energy centers interpret data and you know, kind of enable us to transmute and translate these energies that are being inputted into our field, right? And so not only do these energy centers dictate that, but they also dictate you know, in our physical body. If I'm getting a lot of weird energy in my solar plexus, right, then my digestive system may not work as well. I may have some indigestion or something, right, because the energy flow is not working as well in that area. So that means that the energy cannot flow as freely to cells, to these cells in my body on a molecular level. And this means when the cells aren't getting enough, you know, oxygen, they're not getting enough energetic nutrients, right? They're gonna not work as properly. It's gonna create physical dis-ease in your body. Dis-ease, to whether that's digestive discomfort, to where, you know, people are worried so much for so many years, they can give themselves a stroke, they can give themselves a heart attack, they can have physical manifestations of their thoughts and their emotions. So if you want to do a little more work, I highly recommend you go look at the placebo effect and how this affects all of us, how this affects your daily life, how this affects you as a person, right? So I also, since I'm doing so much about raising and lowering vibration and whatnot, I know that there's a lot of people that still are trying to grasp the concept of this. So thanks to Dr. Stephen Hawking, there is a beautiful little chart that I will post, and I will definitely be doing a video explaining it and talking about it. But in the meantime, if you want to know about vibration, if you want to know about frequency and correlation to our brain waves, our brain thoughts, look up Dr. Stephen Hawking. You know, he has books about this too. He's done studies, he's done research on brainwave state in correlation to the rest of your body. So, you know, just a quick example, whenever people were hooked up to their little machine and he's doing his studying, when people would think thoughts like sad, angry, you know, upset, escape, stuff like that, it would naturally, the brain waves would be super slow and they would be not vibrating at a very, you know, quick level, right? So when we're thinking about anything positive, happy, excited, you know, all that stuff, the brain waves were oscillating at a super high frequency, right? They were going bing, 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 bing. And that was allowing for more information to flow through, for more energy to flow through. And ultimately, we're functioning at a higher rate. We're functioning at a better capacity. We're functioning more than we would be functioning on that slow vibrational state, right? So just keep that in mind. I'll be making a whole nother video. That was just a little example. I don't think I explained it very well, but I'm going to be making another video, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions about vibration or frequency, go ahead and look up Dr. Stephen Hawking. I'm sure if you look up how to raise your vibration or raising your vibration or just anything kind of on a molecular level, you'll be able to find that, I'm sure, on Google or YouTube or whatever. So I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I hope this kind of put something into perspective. This is kind of just a random rant that I wanted to jump on and talk about because I was just talking about it with a friend. So if you like my videos, or if you want to support, if you think that this kind of information is productive for people to know, and you like how I'm kind of explaining it, or if you just want to chat, you know, leave any comments below, anything that you think would be a productive topic to talk about. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so you get future notifications about my videos. There's definitely going to be a lot more. Yeah, and we'll just dive into this. Okay, guys? Have a great one.